Alright, we're talking about tops.
Yeah, she just reached out this top like 16 different ways.
When right now?
This is the 16th one.
Oh, okay, it's the 16th one. This is wild. Alright. So, you got your phone out? Are we bothering you? Or is it okay if we start the show at some point? Or should we wait for you to finish? What were you doing?
Checking the topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how long did you think you needed to check the topic? They just came in and told us what the topic was.
No, listen. See, now it's gone.
That's interesting. Well, if you can use your phone if you need to.
He's just heartbroken because I destroyed him in nothing.
Destroyed is a strong word.
Oh, wow.
I've got picture proof. I'll send it to you. I don't know. Destroyed.
Yeah, that's what happens when you make. It's hard when you. The problem is sometimes you have to remember when you're playing with the amateurs, you have to turn your brain off because everything that they do is unpredictable, and so that's the benefit. I learned a lot. I shook your hand.
Oh my god.
I shook your hand.
He admitted defeat. I am a conqueror.
You see this? I shook his hand. I told him that he did a good job. I supported him, and this is how they act. And this is why they always say it's always those that stab you in the back. He's that person. Okay. 911, roll the track. What's up, everyone? This is Dan Richards with the Unapologetic podcast, where we're here to force, destroy, and kill the way that you look at the business of entertainment and beyond. Let's shut up. I hope you have cool music when we do that.
Or at least like it's not like
Does everyone know like how we came up with this?
No.
Like how I came up with it? No, how we came up with it. Because when we were having a thing in the office and we were talking about like Star Wars and I said that you're Chewie. I was like, you're Chewbacca.
And then we were like,
I was like, wah! And I'm Han Solo. So this is like we're like in our starship, so I feel like I'm buckling down. I feel like I'm getting into the game. That's the whole point. It's like you're closing the hatchet, like in Fury, where they're like closing the tank to go to war.
Cool.
So this is like my
So then why didn't we just use Fury? You just had to find a way to call me Chewbacca. Come on, bro. It's like you just said Fury right there. Why didn't we?
You were the inspiration. Like Chewbacca was the inspiration.
I am inspirational.
Yeah.
I'll take my
the monitor on this one, it looks like it's gonna die. Looks like it's on 10%. Like some of your guys' energy. Am I right?
that's true.
Wow,
That's
that's a bit too
Did
far.
hair and makeup fix you up
Just a
before it
bit.
started?
Ish. No.
I can tell.
What's going
Oh
on?
gosh.
Chewbacca.
Fix
the
me.
lips.
It's too late.
Oh.
We're already live.
It's too late.
This is
We're
our first
rolling.
live one.
Guys, there's gonna be.
We're actually live.
We're live.
Yeah, it feels
Okay.
good.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Nope.
Guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
Where's my Bongani hat?
We'll clean it up.
Your
in post.
Bongani
We'll
head.
clean it up in post.
Where's our Bongani
Your
hat?
We'll clean it up in post.
That's a little
then-
presumptuous.
Yeah, it is pretty presumptuous.
This is what happens when you defeat people. I've been working people.
Now you're such a
I've been working
It's
people.
like it's so fascinating. It's like
Now it's like I'm just
When are
hardworking.
you not a
They don't know
victim?
what they don't know what hard work
Calling
looks
you
like.
victim. I've never
They
met
don't know
anybody that's
what.
more victimized
Not when
than
I'm
you are.
And
now
then
when
your
I'm
nickname will be
flexing.
Tim.
It's not. It's not victimizing if it's facts.
Vic is too
Y'all
cool.
seen how
That's
they
cool.
treat me. Y'all
You
have
hear what she
seen.
says? You hear what she said? We're gonna start calling
Hell.
you Tim because Vic is too cool. That's diabolical. That's killer.
Guys.
If we had a kill button,
They just
that would
canceled.
be-
They just canceled on my They just canceled on my whole victory right there.
You see, and then the next guy
She
will call you
said-
Tori
she
because
said-
Vic is too cool.
That's so. She
We
said,
call him
Ah,
Tori
guys.
because Vic is too cool.
Vic is too cool. We can't have that. We just can't. Your own name.
Are you co-signing this?
It feels like you're
Yeah.
alone in the wilderness. And
I don't know what to
it's just
tell you, family.
Do we even do the introductions?
No.
Or you're too big,
No.
like glory showing.
Yeah.
What's it called? Boat showing? Boat
Glow boating. Showboating.
Showboating.
Bloating show.
Loading a show.
It starts to get a little bit weird. I stopped
whoa.
early. I pulled up early. I saw
You were going to.
I saw where this plane was going, and I
like,
immediately
nope.
pulled up.
Emergency landing.
I pulled back because I was like, "This is giving.
This is gonna crash.
It's giving. We just started, and it's gonna get weird." So I pulled up. We're back in the air. Let's stabilize so that we can get the seatbelts off. So you get the seatbelt sign on and we can move about the cabin. It was a little bit turbulent there in the beginning. We apologize to our amazing Patreons.
Yeah.
This is not who we are. We're highly professional.
And I'm not my hair. Now I'm self-conscious.
You should be. You look like you're wearing a helmet.
Yeah,
You do look like
you give yourself
you look
helmet
like you look like you're wearing.
Guys.
Safety first.
You look like.
You know who you
You know what it looks like? It looks like somebody put a bucket over your head and was gonna trim around, and then they just
the bowl cut.
they just left the bucket on there,
Basically,
and you fell asleep.
you're like the black, what's his
And then
name?
you woke.
Is it
and then you
Will
woke up-
Byers?
I mean, you woke up just in time for us to do the podcast.
I don't even know what it looks
No,
like.
he
That's
looks like
it looks like a bucket. It looks like somebody put a bucket to give you a
Then
bowl cut. Then you fell asleep, and then we woke you up.
Boss, it's one head. Just
And then he looks like
Who makes
season
up
one
thinking
Will
I
Byers.
like you?
This is he does.
I don't
want
know.
maybe I have potential
When
crushes.
there was like a
Then like
little
this.
one cover.
Okay,
But it's okay. We'll fix it in
I
post.
felt like
First of all, guys, we have to at least get to the
no,
introduction.
but we have to give them the key. No, we can't give them.
All right. Who are you?
Oh, I'm your left side, even though I'm on the right.
There it is.
Nah, I don't want.
Did you even say?
I don't want.
Bowl cut.
Did he even introduce himself?
I did.
You
I
did.
did. Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
already.
So did
I probably
Oh
said-
yeah, that's how we
Hi,
strapped in.
I'm
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah,
Glad
you're back
to
on
be
the streets.
here.
You were sleeping on the streets.
Now,
the
keeping
streets.
so long,
Just
we're never
before
using it or just finishing the
So you
blanket.
want to
You're
sleep
the
in
worst
the streets?
banker. You're probably the reason why there's an economic collapse.
The bank
coming.
was asleep
Yeah.
the whole
The bank was
time.
just-
I
falling
gave
apart.
the bank over to you. The bank was fine when it was in my hands.
Oh, well,
The one I gave it
I was
to you.
over.
Do you know what he did?
Giving out money.
He made it possible for he
I
made
started-
my win
so
possible.
here's what I did. I put all of the properties that were mortgaged into free parking and 3 hotels into free parking.
money.
And then like 2,000 into it. So if you got
What
it,
is wrong
baby,
with
that's
you?
the game. Hey, I'm a high roller.
I got
like,
a free parking. I already had like 2 monopolies. Now I had all.
yeah, I think it was
I
great.
got everything.
Hugo's here. You're taking photos behind the scenes,
Hey,
pics.
what's up?
So we
What's
can
up?
have fire
what's up?
photos.
Fire snaps.
We have 911. He's never been more excited to be here to do a podcast at the end of the day when he wants to go home. He loves that. He said
He
it's his
loves
favorite
it.
part of the day is when he gets
That's all
to
he wants.
not go home and come back and he's like, we're gonna do one more. And he's like, yeah, that's great.
That's great.
What a
So,
guy.
what are we doing here? Why am I here? What are we talking about?
Who's he?
Oh yeah, bowl cut. You look like you're going to the Super Bowl or the Orange Bowl, and this time like the Chewy Bowl. Maybe you're going to the Bit Bowl.
The Bibble.
Cause you know it's like sports season, like playoff season. You look like you're a part of the Bit Bowl. Look like you won the championship.
I would bet on that.
Or maybe you're the trophy. This is what the trophy would look like.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Yeah, I could buy that. Stale, and in one place with nothing inside.
Then Rich just called me a trophy.
I don't think I did that. That's not what I did.
He did. Y'all heard him right.
Yeah, we didn't call it.
Yeah,
beg to
I heard
differ.
it.
Thank you.
I beg to differ.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you want to be called a trophy?
Yeah.
No, that trophy's a good thing. It's better than
There's
the
nothing on the inside. But I feel it.
It's
It's hollow.
hollow.
It's hollow.
But I'm
so
shiny
you're
though.
right. You're right.
It's
Huh?
hollow,
But I'm
it
shiny.
doesn't-
Yeah,
it
yours.
likes-
Okay,
it
so
likes
what are we
substance.
talking about? Why are we? Let's be honest. We didn't turn on this podcast so we could talk about your bowl cut.
Yeah.
It was a botched bowl cut. We tried it at lunch, and it didn't work out. And he had to be a good sport and
Where'd
come
you
on
get
here.
work? What am I gonna
Yeah,
do?
what is he gonna
I
do?
can't stop looking.
Stop looking.
It looks like it needs a salad.
What?
It's a bowl.
That worked.
So what are we
We're
talking
gonna work
about?
out of this
What are we
anyway.
talking? Please.
We're
We've finally been cooking some of these podcasts because the network doesn't come in as often.
Yeah.
I feel a sense of freedom.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Why are we here?
Why do some?
Oh, okay.
You jinxed it.
Gosh.
Ah, you call Beetlejuice and he will appear.
Can't even get into the pod. We haven't even dived into the pod. We've done 15 minutes of
Look, is
bits.
my hair bad? They said I look like so many things. I don't even know.
No, I didn't say that.
Did
What
you
I
flatten it down or something?
All I said, no, what I said
Exactly.
was, it looks like he was going to get a bowl cut, fell asleep with the ball on his head, and we woke him up to come and do the podcast.
Did you put a hat on and try to smash it down? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I've been playing Monopoly. Maybe I was
The Monopoly
But you've
Your
been
hair
working,
down?
you've been
I've been
marketing, you've been doing all
working.
of our marketing.
Yeah.
That's good. So you've been
Uh-huh.
marketing by rolling the
But
dice.
I got promoted to marketing associate, guys.
We're gonna be canceled.
Yeah, he's working in the marketing department.
And on
Yes,
that
working in the
note,
marketing department, y'all.
It's very
I
scary.
feel like this whole episode is just about you.
Thank you.
Okay,
know
all
what?
right, well, you start us off then. You can lead the
The
show.
way your
This
hair
was
is
like
going,
Freaky
the
Friday.
way your hair is looking, I think I'm gonna have to cancel you.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. What's the pod? What are we here to talk about? You can drive it now since it's all about you.
No, since about me, I delegate Tell us what the show is about today.
You can delegate to me.
People delegate to you.
We're on
I
strike.
delegate to you.
People
on strike.
delegate to you. I'm sorry.
We're on strike.
I delegate to
Okay,
you.
I know you handed it to me.
Anyway,
I forgot it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Kelvin.
No, remember, it's cancel culture over accountability.
You wanna use your lips and say proper word?
Cancel culture versus accountability.
What does that mean? I just want to know what it means. I'm asking.
No, I was gonna say something to you, but it's fine.
Okay. Guys, I can't give you the topic, then give you what. Guys, you have to contribute here. It's not a one-man show. I know they're here
Please
primarily
buy our
for me.
Mongani cigars and our Jack and Jack bags.
Get the ones.
That ones.
Get the merchandise.
For those that are just joining us, you'll realize that the joke is that apparently when I go on these long, drawn out tangents, my voice lowers, and then I immediately throw a question to them, and you guys will go back to other podcasts and hear this very clearly. Then I'll be like, okay, do you guys have any thoughts? And they go, buy the Jock and Jock bag.
You have to plug in the merch.
That's not what happened.
This is live.
It's like
Propaganda.
it's like pulling the ripcord, like when you got kicked out of the airplane, so you just pull. Like, so that's why I want you to drive it so you can see how it feels. Like I want you to do it and so I can just be you.
That feels like Freaky Friday.
This brings me back to
Feels like Freaky Friday.
yeah, so this brings me back to like a thought that I was having before. Like when you were saying, that's what you do, that's how you start.
Okay, that's facts.
Okay, go ahead, can we
So start having a thought and then
20 minutes in and we still haven't said
What is
anything.
it?
What are we
Cancel
even
culture
talking
versus
about?
accountability.
Over.
Accountability?
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
the difference? You should take us. Guys, I'm not that guy. Me, I ad-lib.
Then ad-lib.
Ad-lib for the entire
People don't have time for
I mean,
it.
now everyone's tuning out.
Yeah, you're dragging this a bit too much.
Yeah, the bit's over.
Yeah.
I think we done.
I think we're better off.
I think we done a bit. I think we done a bit too much.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, everyone just came to watch. So everyone's listening to this podcast apparently just to laugh. There's nothing. We have obviously we have no substance to bring to the table.
But the
Because-
business of entertainment.
That's what you would think, but apparently this is why the business of entertainment is in flux because all the meetings are like this.
They're all doing bits?
No.
Is that right?
They're too busy drinking wine, smoking cigars, and doing bits. And everybody else out there is all banging out the door trying to get a job. And inside in corporate,
Don't disturb them.
We're all-
They're working
They're in
to
the
secure an
meeting.
illusion.
we're so sorry right now. They can't get to you. They're really important. I mean, inside they're just doing bits. Is that all they're doing? They're just doing bits
No,
inside
no.
in the boardrooms?
Bad by that.
Yeah,
Something is
that's a
going
bit
on.
too much though.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's get serious.
Yes.
Okay.
So accountability over what is it?
Cancel.
Cancel culture over accountability.
So cancel culture over accountability. What do we think that means? So first of all, what is cancel culture?
You're cancelled.
Like what does that mean? Like how do you like is there a thing that you know for certain that you get canceled on? Or like over? Like what are some of those things that you know like for certain if I do this I'm for sure canceled? Racism?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Beep 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 beep
Racism on
beep
camera.
beep.
If you get caught.
What?
If you get caught being
Blatant
racist, then you.
Oh, okay, blatant racism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also-
That's what she says. It's not me.
And what else?
And also, not having, I don't want to say not having sympathy, but that's one of the reasons Burna Boy got canceled.
Burna Boy got canceled?
How did he get canceled? Here's my thing. In my mind, this is what I'm saying we have to identify.
Yeah.
And then
When
apparently.
you say cancel, I'm like, you guys will tell me, like, here are all these people that have been canceled, and I'm like, the same ones that are selling out arenas?
Yeah.
Because
The same ones that are
apparently
like,
J-Lo got cancelled for being mean to some guy on a runway.
But what does that mean? So when she says cancel, it's like, she's kicked out of the world, and she's like over there, or
Isn't it
like
being black?
or is canceled, is canceled different than deleted?
Okay, like let me say for the Burna Boy.
Can we look up the exact definition
Yeah,
of cancel
for
culture,
cancel.
please? Because I'm just not
Cancel.
certain that anybody knows what this is.
Cancelled in this context that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Publicly boycott or withdraw support from an organization, a person, etc. for promoting beliefs that are regarded as socially unacceptable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't believe.
So what you're saying is you're boycotting. Boycotting meaning we're no longer supporting.
Yeah, we're no longer supporting you.
So what you guys are saying is that whatever happened with J-Lo, she's no longer being supported.
Yeah, no.
She's not,
really.
or is she in the process?
Is that what we were really saying that though? Is that what we're really saying? Does anybody really
And
believe
then
that?
cancel culture, definition. A social environment in which publicly boycotting or withdrawing support for people, organizations, regarded as okay, same thing.
Yeah, but it has different degrees.
And yeah, like the fact that.
And there's a financial component to it.
There are a lot of people who stitch her actually ignoring the person and then going against it and saying, nah, this type of behavior is actually problematic.
So let's take it a step further. So when we say cancel, the question then becomes, like, we have the thing of like, okay, people like, we have free speech, we don't have free speech. Obviously you have free speech, but you don't have freedom of consequence.
Yeah.
But the question then becomes, in a society that could potentially be deemed as slightly more sensitive to certain versions of dialogue, certain things, it feels like a really slippery slope to just jump to somebody's been canceled. Like, maybe you just disagree with them. Maybe you just didn't like something that they said. But it feels slightly disproportionate to just be like, oh, I didn't like this person, so therefore they're canceled. And who decides that they're canceled? Is there a council committee that they all get together and they just say, or do we just like hashtag such and such, and then anybody that likes it, we just make the assumption like, oh, well, it went viral because there's 1.5 million people, as if there's not 7.5 billion people on the planet. So because 1.5 million said this, then therefore this is the reality for everyone. So I'm just wondering who and how do you know for certain that somebody has been canceled?
They disappear.
Like I said, there's varying degrees. And I'll give, because I have so many examples. Okay, I'll give Johnny Depp as an example.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because he was canceled because they removed him from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, from all of the projects.
From all of the projects,
Yeah.
exactly, that he was working on, and then later on got put back because people weren't going to watch the things.
The court of public perception will be like, okay, we can't run
you anymore.
against you, and then, like for example, rarely behind you. So as an actor now, and you're part of so many brands, part of so many brands, they can't endorse you anymore because then the assumption is people are not gonna watch this, or they're just they're gonna boycott us.
Yeah.
As the
So now we lose money because of you.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah.
And the other person is also losing all his deals.
But then you have the artists that are like, oh, but I feel like I should be able to have my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like
are.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, this is part of the whole thing. So it's like
where do we draw the line?
that's what I'm trying to get to in this conversation. If we're able to get there, is like, how do you decide what being canceled is? Do you come back from a canceling? Are you really canceled? Are you just suspended? Are you deleted? Are there people that have been deleted?
There's varying degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very.
But
example,
there are people who
There's like
don't
light. There's
come
like
back.
cancel light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there has to be.
Sounds like a beer.
like cats
Not to be
Cancel-
confused with Amstel Light.
or castle light.
Or
Or
Castle
Castle
Light.
Light. Mhm.
That's true.
You're so close.
I know.
Go on.
It was a bit light.
I'm guessing
Okay.
there's cancel
Okay.
pro. There's
Yeah, we can't
cancel
just be
pro.
killing the business
Okay,
going
I'm
on,
sorry.
but
I'm
we
sorry.
get it.
When we're talking about varying degrees of
Yeah.
cancel culture, right?
Go ahead.
Varying degrees of cancel culture, right? Depending on how far you are, like in the degree of cancel culture, it kind of determines if you are able to come back. Because
Okay.
also sometimes you are redeemable because of something that you do, or
Okay.
or it becomes your situation was taken out of context. Yeah, so maybe it turns out that you're actually not in the wrong. It's actually someone else, and now you are the one taking the brunt of the hit.
But it just takes some time for people to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, most of the time, as much as we can redeem people and you become uncancelled, it still like lingers underneath.
But do you guys really care though? Like honestly, like
I'm
when
not
you,
in cancel culture. I don't know.
you know what I mean? Like do you guys,
sometimes.
but like you know what I mean? Like do you guys like when I say it's like do you guys like really care? I just feel like the way that social media moves so fast, and I'm just like, who do you guys really have the attention span to stay upset about something that somebody you never met said somewhere that you never been, and like to stay there the entire time?
It depends.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, because we said there's levels. Because I feel like we're taking it as okay, someone just said something, it was an unpopular opinion. They're like this guy, right?
Right.
But then there's some people who've been cancelled for maybe molesting kids, doing this. There's just some things you just don't recover from, rightly so. You just gone.
Well, okay, well, here's the thing. That's what I think is interesting, though.
Yeah.
Because there have been individuals that have had very kind of lascivious acts, and that hasn't necessarily happened.
Right.
So I think it's challenging to be able to say like, yeah, definitively, this is the line that we're drawing. I think that's it, and I think the next question is like you kind of wonder, how do you make the decision? Because there are people that have made racist comments, and then we're like, oh yeah, I apologize, that was bad. I'll go to intolerance classes, and then everyone's like, okay, you see, they're trying. And then there's other people that have made racist comments, said, hey, we're sorry, and this, that, and the third, and they're like, no, we don't accept it. So it's not like, it doesn't feel like there's any real pathway. It almost feels like you're just gambling. And I think it's what's interesting with social media is, social media almost, there's a specific word that I'm looking for. It's not prompts, but it almost encourages you to be unfiltered, to say the things, and then like as artists, as business owners, you get caught up in the social media of it all, and you're like, yeah, I have opinions. I too have thoughts. And because you're watching online all these people that have these super strong opinions about things, right? It's like, hey, you look fat. Wow, you're too dark. You're this. You're like you know what I mean? Like they literally are able to just say that on social media and nothing happens. And then the moment that you're like, hey, I have thoughts about this, boom. And then I think it becomes this whole thing where then you have to remind people like, hey, you're a public figure, you have this. And then I think for a lot of artists sometimes, or even athletes, are like, but you can't say this because you're a role model. And then the biggest question is, who said that I wanted to be a role model? But then the assumption that a lot of them don't think about potentially is when you work under this company, that's the banner that you fall under. That is your defaulted position. You get into this, you get built up, you get some fame, you get some attention, you are automatically going to be a role model.
That's part of the thing.
You know?
But then now, isn't it that
and then fans think you're fake. And then fans think you're fake.
Isn't it the powers that be that decide who gets cancelled or not? If you're saying some people get to get away with things, is it not now the brand is looking for a fall guy? And then you just give them the perfect opportunity. They're like that. And then, they send their soldiers, however they do it, their little social media soldiers, they push an agenda, and then you're cancelled. Because honestly, it's up to them. If the brand, you'd think so anyway. If the brand is like, we'll cover for you. If you're, let's say,
they might call you and say, hey,
because
I feel like you're say this as much, but it's fine. We'll deal with it, and then we'll move past
especially
it.
if you're a prominent figure, you're more experienced. I'd assume, we're not gonna cancel you.
Does that? Do you have you seen an example of where you think that that's occurred before?
I have to think.
Well, I mean that's why we have the heads. We got brains. Anyone?
Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of my
Smoke
head.
the Bologna cigars.
Most people I've heard of just didn't get away with it.
Like who?
Not that easily. All the people that I've mentioned now.
Who have you mentioned?
I mentioned.
Burna Boy's still working. He's fine.
No, I think the thing with Burna Boy, right? The reason I mentioned him was because I saw 2 of his concerts that people posted online, and there was nobody.
Is this recent?
But do we know that? Like, I always have trouble with this.
That's the thing, yeah.
I'm having a lot of trouble, and this is part of the thing of like what we could have talked about in the AI conversation is like these the deep fakes, where it's like now you can literally take my voice, make it whatever you want. You can take my face, and at first glance, when they're saying something, they're just like, oh yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
So it's like, you never know, because it's like, I could go to a stadium right now and say like, oh yeah, such and such is performing, and go take a picture of an empty stadium and just put it on, and with the caption, you see nobody's going and supporting, and then you use the Burner Boy music, and then everybody online that's not at the stadium is all like, oh my gosh, did you see? And I'm not saying that that's not the case. What I'm saying is now everything becomes so challenging to really decipher, hey, is this real or is it not real? And I think when in the court of public opinion, everything goes so fast.
It does.
So it's like, if you're the first person that makes the accusation, everything else after that doesn't matter, right? Like, even if hey, this is the thing that we have a problem with, then you're like, I never did that. Then maybe you've already been canceled, right? Because you're innocent, you're guilty before you've been proven innocent. Then by the time you maybe get a court thing and they throw the case out, might be 2 months, might be 5 months, might be a year.
Yeah.
The world has already moved past you. The networks have already gone on, and you're like, but I was innocent.
Yeah.
You see, here it is. But all the time that's been lost, all the endorsement deals that have been lost, are like, yeah, you just can't.
I don't know how to help you.
You just can't. We just don't even want your name and anything lascivious to be even in the same sentence.
Yeah.
That was enough for us.
Yeah.
The fact that you put yourself in a position for and that's the thing that makes it really difficult. And then to the larger argument, then people get really upset. Fans seem to get really upset about with athletes or celebrities about like, hey, I tried to go and hug them, I tried to talk to them, I tried to do this, and they didn't talk to me, and they were an asshole, they were this. And the athlete in them would rather you tell them that I was an asshole for not touching you than to say that I took a picture with you and I grabbed you. So like so it's like you have to remember that the gun that you're trying to point occasionally might come back and shoot you as well, because it's like you kind of ruin the personability of that. Like I know that with certain, like especially with youth, if I take pictures of them, my hands are always has to be like this, or you're always doing a thing where you can always see my hands. Not because I'm gonna sit there and grab anything, but it's because I understand this world, and it just doesn't matter. Like anybody can say anything and then just make a decision, and then they see a picture and the picture's out of context. But if you decide to try to give context to the picture, you're automatically guilty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can.
Yeah.
What about?
Why are you defending
the moment you explain, you're gone.
You're gone.
Why are you defending yourself?
You sound like you're
Right.
lying.
If you weren't in the wrong, then you wouldn't be defending yourself like this.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, actually.
And then don't be upset about it, because like you see, this is what a guilty person would do. They're raising their voice, they're getting angry, and you're like, whoa.
And then they get your post, and then they start talking about subtext that isn't even there.
They'll cut like a little piece.
And it's like,
and like in the
deep dives.
yeah. Because there's a point, I remember now, there's a point when Kevin Hart almost got cancelled for something he said when he was way younger. They went on a whole deep dive, someone with an agenda. It's like, guys, okay, I did say that, but you're going to cancel me for, dude, I was like, this is 20 years ago.
But that's the thing, like, this is, like, it's a big...
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys remember when we were doing DWD, we had this in the Emoji podcast where we were having the conversation about like, hey, go back, scrub, just make sure that there's nothing as much as possible that can be used. Like, it's because undoubtedly, the bigger that you get, there'll always be one person that has a lot of time that will pull something out from somewhere where you were saying something, you were acting in a certain way, and this, that, and the third from 15 years ago. And you're like, yeah, you were a kid, but now because of social media, like there are athletes and individuals and kids who are not able to go to universities anymore, or getting declined from universities because something that they said when they were freshmen in high school. Because now colleges are looking at their social media and doing deep dives on their social media and going, hey, we heard that when you were 13, you were in the mall with your friends and you were rapping and you said something. Unfortunately, that's not a good look. And you're like, and so like try like sitting down a 10-year-old and be like, hey, Jimmy, I'm gonna need you to have thoughts. When you go out there and run around in the mud and play with your friends,
be mindful.
I'm gonna need you to be mindful of the things that you're saying, and try not to put it on social media. Like it's really. That's why I say it's a loaded gun too, exactly like you said. You can definitely push a tremendous amount of agendas. Like if you owned those spaces, it's a tremendous amount of power.
Yeah, it's terrifying power.
Right? Like
powers that people should not have.
Yeah, that's too centralized. right? Because it's like at any given moment, I can just decide I don't want this person to exist anymore.
Yeah, you need to go.
And then that's it. And in one button.
That's it.
And that's why so many people told the line, I think, and that's why it's like it's so hard. Like even when we're doing this Unapologetic podcast, the network comes in, it's like, I wouldn't say this. And it's like, it's not like we're actively, like, it's not like we have all of these lascivious or hateful or angry things to say.
Yeah.
It's like, but now you can get canceled for just bringing up a topic of conversation.
Yeah, not even supporting.
Like it's not. It's just like, hey, let's interrogate a dialogue
using all the data that we have, all the information that's out there accessible to anyone.
And they're like, no, you just can't talk about it. And it's like,
not.
but it's like these are real things.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you want to talk about real things, don't try to do anything real. Because that's ultimately what it is. If you want to have real opinions, don't try to talk, like, don't try to accomplish anything like real, big that requires that. Because it's like, you're trying to be in this industry. There is a version of this that you have to be super mindful, super tactful, and that's fine because you get it from the business side. But I think a lot of artists, and as especially sometimes it gets late at night, you're drinking a little bit, you know, and all of a sudden you're like, I just want to say this. It's just been on my mind, you know? And then that's why I said, you have people that you're like, hey, before you send that message, just send it to me first. Let me take a look at it. Let me see. And then I'll send it back to you with a yay or nay. But there's not a lot of people. It's like, if you sit there looking at somebody and be like, bro, I'm grown. You know what I mean? You're not going to tell
what
me
I want.
What I can and can't post.
And then they're like, you're right. You'll be unemployed, and then you can post everything that you want.
And, no
and then after that, no one will listen to you because now you're just a hater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
guys, but some people need to be cancelled. Some people need to it's necessary. But in this guy, did he really get cancelled?
Who?
Did he?
Did he?
Did he really?
Did he really?
Did he really get cancelled? Because then, because of the sentencing now, could we say that was us not cancelling him, or it's just the law not doing?
Wouldn't that depend on his success? If he comes back, when he comes back out,
His recovery
in terms of his career. I don't know.
Is it really his career?
Yeah.
Like, even if we're tolerating him right now, should we really, guys? Guys.
Really, is he really cancelled?
Is he really?
well, because here's the thing. If and again, this is why it's like, you always have to be. Yeah, no, because in this, it's like, I have a very strong opinion about these things. Like, even for me, it's like, here's two things that I can guarantee you, for me, is never happening. One, I'm never putting my hands on a woman. Like, guaranteed.
Yeah.
With that comes all of the ideations of putting my hands on a woman, right?
Yeah.
Sexual assault, this, that, the third. It's never happening.
Yeah.
It's not my personality to do that at all. Period. The thing that is unfortunate is that when those videos came out, that's not what you were charged for. So if I'm his defense, I can come out and say, hey, yeah, I get it. You didn't like this. It was a bad error. But that's not what I was getting charged for. So when you do that, people are sitting there going, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, again, not because I agree, but that's what people are doing. Like, that's what people are doing. Right? And then it becomes, and now we get to the larger part of the conversation. Can you separate the individual from the artist? Yeah. Because when you do that, are you going to stop listening to music that he produced? Then say just him.
Yeah, that he produced.
Will you stop listening to all the artists that he produced? In the same way that they had the same thing with R. Kelly? Are you going to stop listening to music from R. Kelly? When the situation was happening with Michael? Are you going to stop listening? And again, all of these things become, it's not, and this is why I always think it's fascinating when people call and they're like, hey, what is your opinion on such and such? My opinion is not valid. I'm not the judge. I'm not the this. My opinion doesn't mean it. Now you can make the example like, hey, maybe people are following you, they might be influenced by what you're saying, but until you're privy to all of the information, it's really hard to definitively always be very staunch. Now, when it's like, bro, it's on video. Like, you can't give me contextualization. Like, no, we were just playing a really aggressive game of tag. And I forgot, and part of that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, let's keep it real. So when it's on video, that's very clear cut. But you have to figure out like, so can you separate, and that's the question, can you separate the artist from the action?
Ideally, you should be able to, but the reality is that for most people, especially fans, the artist is the person.
Right.
Like for example, for you, when people meet you in public, you're not Denim.
You're Kobe.
You're Kobe.
Yeah.
So
Where's your hat?
oh my God, why you booed?
Yeah, where's
You
your
know?
hat? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dogs are purring.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cats are barking.
the reality is that they can
Very
never
true.
separate the artist from the person. Doesn't matter how many roles you do. Some people will know you for a different role, others will know you for that different role.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
You'll always be
your
that
artistry,
person.
your artistry is who you are.
Yeah.
Even if you're showing your personal life, if you're the type of artist that has that actual personal life on social media, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like those poor guys from the Tyler Perry.
No, I'm saying you
Oh
should be
my
able
God.
to, but
From the Tyler Perry,
majority.
those niggas to this day.
To
I
this
hate
day
it.
cannot. You
Yeah,
can't
I hate
like
it. Remember the one who
Diary of a
Oh,
Mad
from
Black
Diary
Woman.
of a Mad Black Woman.
Oh.
Is it Charles?
Ah.
Well,
You can't come back. You
Oh,
can't
the
come
one,
back.
Like they play like a character that
The
plays.
Tyler Perry's movie.
He
I'll
left
show
his
you.
wife to drive up a mountain while he flew with his friend.
one
That's-
Oh,
she's
why did I
a
get
friend.
married to?
Yes.
Nobody hates Richard T. Jones anymore.
Oh, that's it.
Anymore, sure.
Sure, but
But-
like it
but-
lasted a
But that's
long
it.
time.
But again, like these become like that's why I always say like the industry. It's a challenging navigational space to be because you think all we do is just play, but here are all the real conversations that you're having with your team.
Yeah.
Where you're sitting there going, okay, what are we going to talk about? Here are your talking points. Here are the things I would stay away from. Don't lean into this. Don't let them try to get you into a certain topic of conversation because once you get into certain topic of conversations, once you're down that hill, there's no cleaning it up.
Yeah.
There's no context because now you just sound like it's like it's too late.
Yeah.
But it's also really hard because you don't always know everybody else's agenda around you.
Yeah.
And you have to be, and that's why I always say the people that are around you have to be so intentional about.
Yeah.
Because, and that's what's happened. There's been a lot of people that have been destroyed by the people that are right next to them. Where it's like things are happening and it's like, oh, such and such got this leak. And it's like, how in the world? I told 2 people about this.
So
2
what are
people.
y'all?
And they benefited heavily from that.
Because yeah, somebody was like, "Here's 50,000. Just give me the what's coming up." All right, cool. I'm tired of seeing this dude flex. Anyway, this is part of the problem, where they sit there and we're supporting you, but really at the same time, and I think I said this thing like years ago. I was like, not everybody that's sitting in the front row is there to cheer you on. Some people just want a front row seat to your downfall, right? So like you'll get around people, they'll say all the right things, you'll do all the great things together. And in the moment that they have to take you down, they will. And that's why there's so many artists and so many athletes that are so isolated because they have been stabbed in the back. They have been hurt. Like, I've had those experiences. And they suck to no end. Because you're sitting there going, how many nights? Like, how many, like, things, like, how many experiences, how many things did we do? We're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. And this is how...
Yeah, it's ugly, but then that's where now you have to think. After that's happened to you, mostly artists then will, or just people in general will then shift to a more mutually what is it called? Mad.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
We're like, you know what? Now I can just afford to chill and just be friendly with everybody.
Because what you're saying,
Now I
exactly.
have to have something
But
on
see,
you.
here's the thing that's interesting with that. There's certain industries in the entertainment industry where that's cool, where you can do that.
Yeah.
Like in the music industry, it's okay when 2 rappers or 2 female rappers are going back and forth because it's like, oh, this is gonna drive sales, it's gonna do this, and it's like because like the music industry, especially like the rap hip hop culture, is a little bit more like, let's go after each other and we're gonna trade shots and that's sexy. But if you're sitting there going like, yo, you're a lead in a show, right? And the whole network has a lot of money behind you and marketing the show. You know what they don't want? They don't want you getting into a spat with another artist online or another fan. So there's certain industries where you can get away with doing that, right? And the hard part is like now it's like so many athletes want to be in the music industry, and so many people in the music industry want to also be artists, and so many artists want to be athletes. It's like everybody kind of like takes on these para roles, if you will. Like it's like, hey, I'm a rapper by night, but I'm also a basketball player as well, right? Like I also working on my Fire album. Why I'm on the thing, and it's like it's this duality instead of like staying in a lane. The problem is one of those lanes you're going to get in a car accident.
Too many lanes.
You're in too many lanes.
You keep switching lanes.
Yeah.
And it's like, just stay in the fast lane or the slow lane.
Pick a lane.
Yeah, because they don't work the same.
Because the laws of that universe are not the same.
Yeah.
Because if you move from being a singer or one of the musicians to go and be an athlete, those people are put in proper regimens. Everything is monitored, and you're like, how do you go from a place where you're allowed to be rah and then go to a place where you're not even.
Well, it's like exactly.
A teaspoon of sugar, which is not allowed.
Yeah, it's like you can be in the studio as an artist and be smoking a fat blunt, drinking Hennessy, right, or even lean, right, where you're literally drinking lean, and people are like, yeah, this is dope. Try going up to try being on a film set, and BTS is happy. You're smoking a fat blunt and drinking lean. Probably not going to be something that the network is going to be wanting to promote.
No.
Whereas the label themselves would be like, we're here for it.
Yeah, it's
Right,
That's dope.
Because that's the music you're selling. Oftentimes, the music that you're selling is
it's
that.
a different ballgame. Because now imagine you're a Disney actor, bro. We don't want to see you doing all that. It's the brand. It's like brand association. Because with the whole hip hop culture, that promotes sales. It's like what it is. It's the culture. But now this is a different thing. Maybe even if it's not Disney or in a PG,
gotta clean it up.
You gotta clean it up.
I need you to cover some of those tattoos when you're come film the show. I need you to cover up the tattoos.
Right, you've got so many tattoos, and then you come onto the screen, you're acting all good, sweet, and smart.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's very few.
It messes up with our marketing.
Like I'm trying to think. As far as artists that I know that I felt like you could thread the needle, but it also depends on the genre of music you're doing.
Yeah.
Like Jamie Foxx has done a good job, but he did a little bit of the kind of the hip hop ish, R&B-ish type of thing, but then also was able to take a serious role in drama. But he wasn't necessarily doing them all at the same time. He was doing more of the music stuff when he had like the Jamie Foxx show. Because the Jamie Foxx show was like a little bit more high energy. Same thing with Will. He's doing Fresh Prince. He could also be a rapper. And the thing that was fine. But then when Will's like, I'm gonna start doing Independence Day. I'm gonna start doing Men in Black. I'm gonna start doing Wild Wild West. I'm gonna start being like a superstar. Hey, we're not really down for the cause of wanting to see hip hop.
Yeah.
We're not really here for that. Now on the back end, when he's a little bit older, it's fun, but we're like the rules of this is different.
Yeah.
You know.
They really are.
Yeah, also I think that's also because once you get into a certain point of your career, like Will Smith, for example, because he's like that it guy. Like you were talking earlier in the office about how we feel like there was a certain period of time where you were like, okay, Will Smith was the it guy for this specific genre, right? Which would be like the actions and all of that, right? So it's like he's become so much of a figure representing this. It doesn't really matter now what you are saying.
You're sold.
Yeah, cause it's like, okay, you're older now. You've gotten to the peak of your career.
Like there is no up. There's like you're already at the there's no ceiling. The ceiling is done.
Yeah.
Now you go and have fun. Like now actually. It's a better branding and marketing thing because now it's like I'm gonna connect with the Gen Zs now.
Yeah.
Like,
like when he slapped
Chris Rock
at the
so like when why did he get canceled for that?
He did.
How?
He still won his Oscar.
No, I'm saying he did.
Quote unquote.
He was cancelled in the sense of people were outraged, like going.
But you know who did benefit?
But it was more.
Chris Rock.
The network.
Yeah, they did.
It was more
People were posting about it so much.
Slapping a person over Jada Pinkett Smith.
But the network won because everybody was like, wait, what?
There's no bad PR.
So now they're gonna come and they're like,
no bad PR.
they're like, hey, this was
not you.
and they're literally sitting there going, this was terrible. play it again. Right?
And
we're outraged. Roll this again in London.
And people were pushing that.
He is not welcome here for the next
The only
such and
person
such
who
year.
Yes.
Right.
They
But we
said,
shall push this video.
But the only person who was
To show how much we
cancelled
don't.
was Jada.
yeah, no, that's because Jada had a loading
Well,
period
loading
of,
for
of,
it.
Yeah.
She got
cancellation.
Yeah,
Because
have you
For her
seen her
entanglement with
on-
August?
Have you seen
that's
her on anything?
that's why I'm saying it has been
Yeah,
loading
entanglement, yeah.
because it started with the entanglement.
Yeah,
that was
but-
like,
yeah.
What was the? Because she has her. Huh?
Even before that.
But
long before.
but that's the thing that's interesting
Love
because
her,
it's
though.
like, and that's the whole difference where it's like, okay, when you say cancel, because there's certain things like for an example, if I were to use another example of like, hey, if I walked onto a set and slapped a lead actor,
You'd be gone.
would I be able to?
You slapped
No,
Kevin
no,
Costner?
not only that.
You slapped Kevin
Yeah, okay,
Costner.
if I went on to set, like it's like if I went on to set and slapped Kevin,
Yeah.
would I be number one, be canceled, or is there a world that you can imagine where I get a phone call, they're like, hey, we want you to star on the next show?
You'd be
Nah.
canceled.
We're gonna create a brand new show for you to star in.
Cancellation.
You're done.
Be arrested.
Also, there's
Right. So when you're looking at that, it's like
Zero
once that happened, it was like the next month. I think he signed like the largest contract that Apple has ever given out for a movie, right? And so the question then becomes, you're like, well, was it like so? And that's how you gauge. You gauge the response because you're like, okay, so maybe it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it was an inside joke. And that's what people were interrogating. Was it an inside joke? Was it done for ratings? What because if it was really as bad as everybody said, how does a massive corporation then go and say, we're going to give you the largest contract to go do a feature film that we've ever given out to an actor on the heels of something like that happening? To the point that you're saying, well, if you did that, then brands would be like, oh, but nobody's going to stop buying iPhones because of it.
Yeah.
So then it becomes, does it then just depend on the
On who you slapped.
it depends on the company and how much money they have.
Yeah.
Because there's certain companies that are like, bro, like there's companies all over the world that right now they have thousands of lawsuits against them. Thousands. They spend tens of millions of dollars a year in attorney's fees because everybody's always sending them something. Oh, when I opened up the iPhone wrapper, it scratched my finger and I got to bleed and I want to sue you. And they have to, when they send a thing, they have to send attorneys out to do this. So when you have the things like that, it's like no one's gonna stop buying an iPhone. We penetrated the market. We're good, right? So you can afford to do that.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the network. It depends on the brands. It depends on who you are as a
I
person.
think it depends on the situation. Because even if we're talking about the Will Chris Rock situation, a lot of people argued, yeah, that was the female populace that was hearing, oh, that was really hot. He was defending his
Oh
wife.
yeah,
That narrative was pushed so hard. So it's depending on the situation.
Right.
Because now if we're going out and we're like, this guy touched on little boys. It's like, my God. Listen, even though we're the network and we got power, this one's a bit hard. This one's a bit, or it's more likely to.
Yeah.
It's harder to
Yeah,
defend
you-
that
you-
one.
And
You
so
get me?
it's much harder because you can't take the kids that this potentially happened to and put them in front of a camera and say, hey, let's have a conversation about it. But when you're looking at it from that context, that's what happened with Michael, right?
Ish.
But if
And
Michael
in another
Jackson-
time, in 125 episodes, when I feel like we've reached 30,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, then maybe I will feel confident and comfortable enough to get into the T's and C's of that conversation really at its depth and really what it was.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this conversation, to keep it safe,
You guys wouldn't cancel us, right?
yes they would. Yes they
In a
absolutely would.
heartbeat.
And you know and they would, but it's okay.
Ish.
But if you're looking at it from that, there's this weird thing also with studios and networks that it's like, okay, let's say that this happens. This is the number one star in the world. We're not talking about the number one music artist in the world. We're talking about the number one star in the world. I think that, especially because you guys are younger, you don't really understand the impact that Michael made when he walked into rooms. Like I think I've been in like 2 rooms with Michael. When Michael would walk into auditoriums, grown men were passing out.
Yeah.
Fainting when he walked into a room.
At that one concert, he stood there for 30 minutes without doing a thing.
Yeah, and people
girls
were
were passing out all over.
He
just stood
and
like
the network
this.
was like, why is he not doing anything?
And he's sitting there and
But he was doing it for aura.
Yeah.
in aura. That's what he
knows.
said.
But he knows.
Man.
So when that happened, people are like, but I got tickets to the concert and I really want to see him do the moonwalk thing.
It's Michael Jackson.
You know, and it's like, and this is the interesting thing, and this is where it's always a really interesting thing. And I know that women mostly have this, whereas I feel like women and children oftentimes have the same experiences in how certain people react in situations where it's like, when these certain situations happen, and this is all predicated upon usually how big you are when something like this is happening. The first thing that people do is go, that's okay, but what did they do? Why did they put themselves in that situation for something like that to happen? So it's like automatically because you can't live with the fact of believing because you created, and again, I'm not even talking about Michael anymore. We're using a generalized thing because it happens all over. It doesn't matter. Like it's literally, this is like a worldwide thing, right? Where you're sitting there going, okay. So when I look at things like that, I go, this is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it from an industry perspective, and you're having those types of conversations, the hard part becomes, I've already experienced a level of humiliation. Now people want to come and shove cameras in my face, mics in my face, not to figure out my side of the story, but to try to find holes in my story that validate the idol that I've already had. You understand?
Yeah.
Because in our opinion, whether we're network, whether we're boards, whatever, we don't make bad decisions. We know that we make good decisions. And we're never going to allow the public to believe that we don't know what we're talking about.
Facts.
Because if that was the case, no one would support us and our whole industry would tank.
Yeah.
Our school would close. No one would send our children to the schools. No one would send our kids to the conservatories. So there's this weird position that studios networks have to take, which is very hollow, where they have to stop being people, and it now becomes about the institution. Protecting the brand. We have this with like certain things that happen like in the Catholic churches, right?
Yes.
But Catholic churches are not being shut down.
People are still being priests.
You get, and oftentimes you find, and these are mainline documents. It's not like I'm saying, like honestly with these, it's not like I'm saying anything that's like so over the top. It's like this is real. And the reality of it is this: if you can't handle these types of conversations, then the question then becomes, I'm terrified for your children. Because if these conversations make you uncomfortable, then it's like, so you'll be the person that will then just overlook the thing.
Yeah, send your kids there.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's like, because even with certain things, it's like happens in Europe, it happens in the United States, it happens in Africa, it happens everywhere. It's not like it's this group of people that are only doing this. But it's just like, hey, you'll see something will happen with the priest, and you're like, what happened to the priest? Oh, he went to a different parish 100 miles away. And it's like, but didn't he do the thing? Yeah, but he's not here anymore.
But aren't
Right,
there
but
kids there?
Aren't there kids over in that parish?
Are there not?
Well, they did a whole movie on it. They literally did a whole movie that broke it all down.
Yeah, there's multiple documentaries about this. So I'm just wondering, for us, it's like, that's when we talk about the cancel culture, and this is like, so really, cancel culture is not really a culture. It's a conversation. It's a cancel conversation, but it's not a culture. Because when you say it's a culture, there is a thought process that when something happens, this is what the response of it is going to be.
Definitely going to be something else.
And it's consistent.
And it's consistent. That's what a culture is. It has to be consistent.
But it's not consistent.
But this is not. So you can't call it cancel culture.
I think on the based predicated on what you've just been saying is that it becomes, when a person is cancelled, it's on how much money can we make off of you being cancelled or not being cancelled.
Right.
Because
it's very much.
If we cancel you, do we make money off of that? No. Okay. So not canceling you makes money.
So I'd rather spend $5 million in attorney's fees and PR to undo this thing, so that, because we'll lose $100 million. So I'd rather spend, if you're canceled, I'd rather spend $5 million and unring this bell.
Put it in an investment.
I mean, the perfect example is what happened with the actor from Flash. and how that when that first came out, Ezra Miller, thank you, Ezra Miller. When that first came out, there was an immediate, oh well, they're screwed. The movie's gonna be, they already shot it. This movie's gonna have to be.
And it was really expensive as hell.
And it was expensive, and then they pushed it back. I think 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we know, they started slowly rolling it back out. And then we were like, well, did they replace him? Did they reshoot it during that time? And it was the same guy.
No, he's there at the red carpet.
Yeah. So what if you're a numbers guy? You have to be a numbers
guy. But you're
guy.
like, you're there at the red carpet.
But and then it begs the question: had that movie been a success, instead of the supposed flop that it was, or not?
It was
flop,
a flop.
A flop, comparatively.
It was a box office bomb.
Yeah, it didn't do what it. Well, that's partly because of him. But the question is, did that? Had it been a success, would it have changed the conversation? Would he still be? Because right now he is truly canceled.
Yeah,
we don't hear about him. We don't see him. He's done.
They should have just put Grant Gustin and call it a day.
Say it again.
They should have
Honestly,
just put our boy Grant Gustin.
The one who was playing Flash on television.
I don't know.
He is the real Flash.
He's the real Flash.
He's the real Flash.
All right.
Okay.
Well, there is no real Flash.
Hashtag Grant Gustin.
He is the real Flash.
All right.
Hashtag
okay,
Gustin.
so are we saying that there's no
Hashtag John Wesley
accountability
Shipp.
when it comes to celebrities, when it in terms of if you're really popular and people really love you and you've got enough money and you've got enough success, doesn't matter what you do.
Precisely, because I think so. Taking for example, I'm heavy on the trap. I told you guys, right? So Ghana, there's a whole incident with Ghana and Thugger, yeah. Like Ghana and Young Thug.
Nobody don't ever want to see this.
I know for
Come on, Ghana and Young Thug. Come on, they
obviously.
Called Thugger?
Yeah, Thugger, come on. Don't just
Finish.
So and it was the thing is, oh my days.
We lost
he did the
Dennis.
mic
We lost
thing.
it. He's
He
back,
did the
he's
mic
back.
thing. He did the mic thing.
Sorry, it was,
So
what was it?
we know isn't historically hip hop. You know the tough guys. You know, and you know the gangbangers, the this and the that, right? And then what had happened was Young Thug got arrested.
What happened was.
Yeah, Young Thug got arrested on a RICO case and everything, right? And Ghana was right beside him, right? And they were together. And then Ghana was caught on camera. Saying yes, ma'am.
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. To all the thugs is YSL gang. Yes, ma'am. Did Young Thug do this? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know the whole thing against snitching and everything. You know, everybody was like, no, he's gone. And all the hard, they were like, he's gone. What are we gonna do? But Ghana is a numbers guy. Ghana is a numbers guy, and right now he is selling. He just came from his South African tour. And I told them, I was like, there's no way they're gonna cancel this guy. You know why? Because I told them, no, this is a conversation with my
You thought he was gonna
boys.
get canceled for snitching?
Me and my boys.
Is that what you thought was gonna happen? He's gonna get canceled for snitching?
No, because I was like, guys, do you see this guy? This guy is a numbers guy. He sells out arenas. There's no way that he's gonna get canceled for snitching. There's no way. For snitching. I was like, there's no way that's gonna happen. They're like, no, how? No, because it's Young Thug. No.
But you know what's interesting?
Like, no, that's not gonna happen.
I'm wondering, like, it feels like this is just me, and maybe I'm like right at the edge of that different era, where I just feel like people need more things to do.
Yes.
People have so much free time on their
I feel like there's
hands.
just so much time.
They have so much time on their
Like,
hands.
even for what you're saying right now, I don't know. You might as well be speaking a different language.
Oh my days.
Like, I have no idea. Like, if you held a gun to my head right now
Nah,
and said, who's Gunna Thug and
it's not about who they are at this point. At this point, we're talking about the art.
You sound like somebody's grandmother.
That was my whole.
You sound like somebody's grandmother.
No, but what I'm saying is, but what I'm just saying, no, I get it. But what I'm just saying is, like, it's like you get into this thing, like even when you guys we're talking in a pre-production meeting about like J-Lo, I was like, well, who has the time? I'm in Botswana trying to build a freaking, I'm trying to build a $1 billion business. You guys are telling me about J-Lo hurt some guy's feelings on the red carpet. It's like, boo-hoo.
It's because it's J-Lo, but I promise you, if it was heavy on, this man is heavy on Burna Boy. If something was heavily happening on Burna Boy, he'd be there, be like, oh my days, no.
It happens because it's part of being in the industry. Like, there's no way, you're never going to be immune. There's always going to be someone somewhere that's going to have some experience of you that they're not going to like.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to their phone and they're going to run and say such and such. I can go to a tea shop and might have my headphones on with my hoodie on, and I might be going through a tremendously bad time, something that has happened to me. And because I walked in and I said, I just want this tea, and they're asking me, how's your day? And I'm in the things, then all of a sudden it can be, well, and they take a picture, Denham's an asshole, he came, he did this, this, and this. There's no conceptualization for a lot of people that it's like, people are like living lives, and like we have so many responsibilities, right? And you can't, and I get it, because sometimes like, I would remember moments where I would go to like the airport, it'd be like 4:30 in the morning, and people just grab you and start taking pictures of you at 4:30 in the morning in an airport. Yeah. And you gotta smile, or you're sitting there like this, and they're like, I wish they would have given me more energy. It's 4:30 in the morning. I've been filming since 12. I got on the first flight out to go fly somewhere else, right? But now I'm an asshole. You get what I'm saying? Facts. So I'm not saying that it's like that. I'm just simply saying the fact that sometimes it gets difficult because it's like everybody has so much access, and it feels like more people in this generation are leaning on the victimhood of things. Like, my feelings are hurt. And it's like anytime my feelings are hurt, I'm being bullied. Anytime I'm being asked to do something that I don't want to do, I'm being exploited. And instead of interrogating the real meanings of those things, I run to my phone and say it in my vacuum of everybody that agrees with me, and they all validate that. Yeah. Then in the real world, where everybody else is existing, we're like, I asked you to do the job. Yep. Like you're upset because
Then Richards was gaslighting me.
You see what I'm saying? And so, but like, am I making sense? Like,
yes.
am I
100%?
Am I not making sense?
I hear you on that. And with this generation, bro, we've got so many definitions for everything. There's a lot of things.
This thing just happened to us. This at the turn of the year. We put out some stuff, and somebody who used to work with us before started. They sent a thing online, and they said, I hate African Americans, especially Denham Richards and the network. Oh boy! And I was like, what did we do to her? And I was like, because I remembered I had a very good memory of her, and would have rehired. I remembered her because I worked with her every day. But I would remember the situation. What was she talking about? I don't know. And I said I would hire her.
But why is my name?
But she was angry. I think she was angry because she didn't get hired. But she was an intern, but we didn't have a job for her at the time. But here's the funny part: when I sent out all the things 3 weeks ago to everyone, the invitations to this podcast, to the world. Remember, random. It was everybody. I didn't like pick any. She just was one of the people on the list. And she sent me a direct response. Thank you so much. I appreciate you thinking of me. And I looked at it. I remember looking at it, and part of me wanted to go, then why do you hate us? What did we do to you?
I have people like that. Like, here, I have like 1 or 2 dedicated WhatsApp groups that are dedicated to how bad I am.
And the hate that they have for you.
What did you?
And it's so fascinating because
they think we're taking something from them.
Right, and I'll say this because I told you guys this story before, where one of my friends who's an executive at a network, when we were gearing up we have a lot of opportunities that we've been cultivating, and he was telling me, he was like, look, we were at dinner, and he was like, look, when I became an executive of this network, I was getting followed home by people. I would wake up in the morning to go to work, and there's people with AR-15s sitting outside of my house. Right? Because they were upset thinking that I was there to take something. Like, they've been followed home at night, people waiting all day for them to leave the office. They're followed home, and then they would wake up in the morning and there would be people surrounding his house with guns because they felt as though whatever he was doing and who he was working with, he's now changing what they already had. And they don't like that. And so it's so interesting because because when you say, so what he was saying was not to keep doing, he's like, I just need you to be prepared for as the stuff that you're doing, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. So in my mind, the way that I look at it is like, bro, if a WhatsApp group bothers you, you're never going to be able to do more. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if a little bit of critique happens for you right now and you have a frowny face, that's the end of the world. Don't let this be the end. You're never going to be able to do anything else. Because right now, the stakes are not even as high as they're going to be. And if you're already freaking out, then it's not for you. Right? Like, you can't. And it's not a what's the word? It's not like this, oh, look at me how strong I am. It's just a thing of like, if you're afraid to die, there's a lot of things that you're probably not going to do.
Yeah.
Right? And if you want guarantees, I can't give you
everywhere.
I can't give you a guarantee that when I drive home that I'm making it home.
Yeah.
But I still got to drive.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that in this day and age, the thing that bothers me more than anything is undoubtedly real things are happening.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly, the things that are happening, there's a lot of people that are not being held accountable for the things that they have done.
Yes,
Facts.
very true.
And also, on the other side, there's a lot of people that have said things or done things that are not as bad as it's been blown out of proportion to be. And what's the unfortunate aspect of that is it becomes like the boy that's cried wolf.
Yeah.
Because
No
now
one is gonna believe anyone anymore.
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's there's no trust anymore to be had because it's become, well, how do we know who's telling the truth and who's lying? And who's going to determine that this is the truth and this is a lie?
Right.
Yeah, because if the decision of accountability and cancellation is up to the general public,
Mob justice.
yeah, it's
Mob
up to
justice.
mob justice, then which mob is correct?
Yeah, because they're like 5, 6.
Well, because the reality of it is, if we look at it, most people, this is a societal thing, and we can get into this at another time, but when a society is essentially on the decline, when I say on the decline, I mean like an economic decline.
Yeah.
People don't have as much purchasing power, people are stressed, people are this or that. What a society oftentimes doesn't want to hear, or what they love to hear, is when wealthy people or successful people are failing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it gives you somebody that's closer to be able to relate to. Very rarely do you people want to see other people win.
Oh yeah.
They hate it. They love, they're so loud. Like, and this is the thing, like it's like with social media, right? If you post something positive, you'll be like, okay, 5 likes. If I post something negative or something's happened to me, 5 million likes.
Yeah.
So that in of itself is a representation of, even the algorithm supports that. Even the algorithm itself. But the algorithm is inputted
programmed
by a human
Yeah.
that has an agenda. And it's the same way when we're talking about AI. It's not the AI like it's like all like you did was like click a on button and AI existed. Somebody had to program AI. So whatever you're inputting into that engine, it's still utilizing the foundational principles of the things that the person programmed into it. And when you have the mob culture, when people are frustrated, they're mad, they're angry, they're this or that, you just become a person that's like, yeah, good, you too, you should suffer with me too, because misery loves company.
Misery loves company.
You know, and it's really hard to relate with successful people, because most people are not successful.
Yeah, that's true.
Thoughts?
Guys. Just become successful yourself. What?
Yeah.
What
Thoughts
is
have
it?
the mindset to become successful.
Thoughts
Just
are
become
that.
petty people who just
Don't
understand
carry your
you.
hate in a jock bag. Why would you do that?
That's not what a Jocko Jock bag
That's
is
not what
for.
a jock bag
It's very much a luxury success bag.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We're all wildly happy. We've never been happier.
Yeah.
We love everything.
The truth of the matter is that people hate taking accountability.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
It's painful.
It's painful. And it's also because, I feel like it's also because people are afraid to face certain realities. And it's like, if the truth was staring at me in the face and it was holding a gun to my head,
Facts.
and it was like, tell the people what I am. It's like, no.
I would rather
No,
shoot me.
just shoot me now.
Yeah.
Just shoot me now.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd
Yeah.
rather not bear it all.
Yeah. So it's like I would rather do anything else to take it off of.
Okay, I have a question. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you see any other cultures? Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff that we were talking about has been like black culture, even though it hasn't been intentional. But a lot of the people that we've been talking about, like Will and
Because
this.
we're black.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So now, yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is, do we feel like that's the same thing in other nationalities?
Ah, okay.
Do we feel like other nationalities also feel or do they support the one, like their idols, if you will, their celebrities, their athletes, their politicians, whatever, and prop them up, or do you feel like they also benefit in their teardowns?
I think it's both ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as it's 3 ways. It's actually 3 ways. I'll explain. So in one way, yes, black culture, other cultures, to a certain extent, they will also tear down people from the same culture as them, because it becomes, okay, no, I understand, I follow you, but why would you do that? You can't go around saying stuff like that. It's like, you're my homegirl, but girl, no. It's like, why would you do that? And then you come to another culture. I really don't want to use a white example, but anyway, it's the same thing. And I feel like in that point, it's more cutthroat, because looking more westernized people and celebrities, it doesn't matter. But I feel like you see it more in white society. It's like these super successful people, they do these things, and the first people tearing them down is other white people. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the same time, this is the second one. At the same time, you find that the preservation can also be done by people from the same culture. So if a black person does something, you can still find black people rallying behind them and being like, but then wouldn't you consider the circumstances that this person was in? You never know what was happening around them in the situation. Stuff like that, right? No comment. Yeah, but no comment.
Okay, what's your third?
Then there's the third one, which is cross, right? So let's say, for example, let's say I was white.
Okay.
Sorry, that was involuntary. Sorry, guys, please don't cancel me.
Why are we gonna? I'm not gonna cancel you.
You won't. I mean
Yeah,
them. I mean them.
Don't cancel us.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're
Okay.
Smart. We've never been
This is
happy.
example. I'm white. You're black.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But you needed emotional support. Like, listen. Okay.
I'm white
Okay.
and you're black, right?
Yeah.
I was white. Yeah. So I do something that the public would consider bad. But you and your demographic of friends are the ones tearing me down. So in that case, you find white people coming to rally behind this white person, which is me. Even if
What you did was wrong.
even if it's wrong, it's like,
We can turn down our own, but you can't turn down.
yeah, why are you doing that?
I hear
And
you.
then
Damn.
the cancellation gets transferred from me, who did the bad thing, to you guys.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think that's an interesting point, because I don't want to use that example because it's not a real example. Like the whole Tyler situation, where she said she was colored.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that's a good example.
Yeah.
As much as it's not cancellation,
per se,
but it gives good context. Yes.
Exactly. So
We should explain.
explain colored. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
guys.
the Tyler situation.
Let me just.
There's a bunch of older black people looking at this going, what? She was colored? What?
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. So in the African standpoint, colored is a race, right?
Go on.
Yeah. Colored is a race. You can be black, you can be white, you can be colored, which means that you're a mixed race. But here, colored is a thing. It's not a derogatory term to refer to people of color. So as much as in Africa, we also say people of color, but we also say colored people. Yeah. So even if we say a colored, it doesn't mean
Black.
Black.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not necessarily what it means.
Yeah, but when she goes to America,
America.
she'd be considered black.
Black,
And
yes.
she wouldn't be considered colored.
Yeah, of which
Right.
on that side, they feel like saying someone is colored is offensive.
It's a racist term.
It's a racist term when on our side that's not what it means, which is also why I was so vexed at the time, because I'm like, guys, you can't tell me you're so ignorant to the fact that other people out there have different ways of speaking. They have different classifications. Come on, man. Come on.
And we don't have toilets. They think we don't have toilets and we climb giraffes.
Yeah,
Of course they're gonna think.
It took some guy running through our streets for them to think
Come
that
on,
we actually
guys.
have
We're Africans, we can jump that high.
Come on.
Yeah.
But it's like up to some point, have some common sense, guys.
No, but she explained that. That's the
She
thing.
did
She
explain it,
explained
and
that
people
in South
were
Africa,
still
I'd be
outraged.
considered colored, but here I'm black.
So,
you guys can say I'm
so
black.
here's my thought process. I feel like, because I definitely get it. I think to go to your first point, I tend to be of the mindset that other nations, because I wouldn't just say Europeans, I feel like they would be very vocal on their disapproval about something that you would do, but that their disapproval wouldn't go to not wanting you to make money anymore. Like they wouldn't take it to a personal level of we're not going to support you financially. Like they would definitely come out and say we're disappointed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like they go to the extent of I never want you to work again. Where it feels like sometimes in the black community we're not only upset, but we want you outcasted.
Absolutely.
We
Like-
want you to
like
have
get out.
no access to financial things
Yeah.
until you come back and go. Because what I think maybe potentially the reason why this happens, potentially, I'm just making the argument because I don't know this to be true, that there's this thought process in the black community worldwide that when you start to become successful, that you forget the people that got you there.
Yes.
And so they think that you sold out. So then the problem that they have is that you start getting big and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, let's say you're a musical artist. Now, for us to go to your concerts, it was 50 pula. Now because you got signed to such and such label, now it went from 50 pula to 500 pula, and you know that we don't have the money to be able to do that. But we know that they do have the money to do that. And you're no longer care the fact that we're the ones that were the reason why you got signed in the first place. So then you get up there and you're flying around, you're doing all the things, you get to the United States, you get to Europe, and then you get quickly reminded, hey, here, this is how we look at you. So then you say something falls, and now you're like, hey, it's almost like in The Lion King at the end when Scar gets thrown over the thing, and he's like,
and then the hyenas
my
are closing
friends.
in. And then they're
he's
like,
friends? Well, I thought we were the
Friends?
enemy. And that's what it feels like sometimes, the black culture, that's what we think about. Where it's like, well, hold on a second. Don't come talking to us now that you need the support.
After acting
No, we're
brand
over
new.
it. We want you to go be with the people that you were going to be with before.
Yeah, those are your friends
Those
now.
are the people. So where I feel like other nations, they don't ever really have that.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't mean that money doesn't get up, but it just seems like the other nations don't have it in the same way. Where it feels like, hey, we got you here, and then you left, and then you sold out. Because if a European goes and sells, who's he selling out to? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't, and even if it does happen, you're like, well, it's hard to sell out to another network of the people that own it that look like us,
Yeah.
right? And even in the Asian society, it's like Asia has so much money and so many people there to support the things that you're doing. You're like, you never have to sell out really at all because you're like, I have an entire continent that is rallying around what it is that I'm doing. You have it in the Emirates, the UAE. You have those. It's like we have so much money, we have so much capital that it's like there is no real selling out. I was making money before and I'll make money now. So it feels like it goes back to my larger thing, which is, and maybe we'll wrap it up as we get to the After Dark part. But this goes back to the conversation we were having the other day where I was saying that like if you look at from a multicultural and from a social and economic standpoint, that Europeans can be respected everywhere that they go in the world because America is strong. And for the most part, Europe is strong. Not economically, but there's a prestige.
Yeah.
There's the castles, there's the royalty, there's all of these things that's fully marketed. Asian people, when they go around the world, you look at them and you see them as a certain way. Oh, they must be educated.
Yeah.
They must be super smart. Nothing really happens to them because China is strong. Right? The UAE, people that are like of the Middle Eastern Muslim communities and those that are not. Just if you are a part of the community, you're respected around the world because like the UAE is super respected around the world. Saudi is respected around the world. Oman, Qatar, right, Dubai, they're respected around the world. But then when you look at black people around the world, you're like, and then you look at the mother and you're looking at the continent and you're going, well, it's not strong.
Well,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when the mother's not strong, it's hard for the child to be strong because that's the umbilical cord. So then the way that I look at things is, especially for doing what we're doing now and having these conversations and trying to build social economic opportunities, it's so that, not just for us, it's so that when other people around the world are disenfranchised and something happens to them, you can say, hey, we're pulling our financing. Right? You have to think about this. Let's say that something, heaven forbid, because this is not what I'm saying, I'm just using an example, that there was a group, and this happened in the United States. There was like a group of, there was like that massacre that happened, a bunch of Chinese kids or students or something like that. It was like, I wish 911 was here, he would look it up. But there was this thing where there was a bunch of kids of Asian descent that were killed, and overnight they passed a discriminatory bill for Asian people. Overnight, like this, executive order. Cannot happen, right? Because imagine if you don't do anything, China's like, hey, guess what? We won't be importing anything to the United States
We're
anymore.
pulling all our people and our resources.
We're pulling it.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything. We got to do something. But I was asking if you could look up. Yeah, the modern time is fine. We're rounding up. I just wanted to say there was a couple years ago. It was within the last 6 years that there was a bunch of people from the Asian community that got murdered. I think they were in like a dance studio or something like that. Can you just look it up? Because I want to make the point. So when I'm saying this, people are like, okay, yeah. Occasionally he says something that makes sense. But immediately, overnight, there was an executive order of an anti-Asian hate bill that made that a crime. But when you're in a black community, and of a black people, transatlantic slave trade and this, that, and the third, there is no anti-black bill. Nothing happens if you gun a black person down or this, that, and the third. There is no bill that comes out and says, hey, this is what we know to be true is going to happen. And although it's definitely wrong, obviously, when you don't have any social economic opportunities to make the people that did that pay, because people, especially corporations, they only hear one thing, and that's money.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you don't have the money and you don't have the resources for the money, like it's like imagine if something, did you find it?
Yeah, the bill was passed in 2021.
Okay.
5 years ago.
Okay, so it says in the last 6 years. Okay.
Yeah, and Senate was approved by an overwhelming majority in the House by 364 votes to 62.
And what was the bill? Just say the bill so that people who are listening, they can go like, oh yeah, he actually said this. Yeah.
Well,
I think it was like the anti-Asian hate bill.
yeah, yes, the anti-Asian hate bill. I'm just trying to find the proper name of it.
It's fine. But the thing, I want you to look up the murder that was happening. I believe it was like
in March in Georgia that killed 6 women of Asian descent.
And where was it? I think it was like in a dance studio or something.
Georgia.
Like,
It doesn't say where. Let me just.
I think it was a thing, and I think it was like there was like a guy that was upset about
massage parlor.
Massage parlor. Okay, sorry, but I knew there was like in a small area. Anyways, but overnight, boom, that happens. So you look at things like that, and when you tie it all together as far as culture and what canceling looks like, there's people that I know of other nationalities that when their kids have gotten into debt in business, $100 million, the father or somebody will walk into the bank and say, look, do you know how much business we do with our bank? We do billions of dollars with the bank. You see this debt that my daughter has of $100 million? You're forgiving that debt. We can't do that. Okay, so I'm going to pull all of my money out of this bank. It's $4 billion. Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is that we just need her to come in and sign.
Yeah. You can't afford to lose that business.
No.
But then
Not at all.
on the other side, it's like, oh my God, you owe us what you owe us.
How
What's
far
your
we gonna
value
go?
proposition?
So unfortunately, it's the same way that I say all the time.
Yeah.
People keep saying, well, do you think it's right? You have to stop, you got to get out of the thing about whether I think it's right.
Yeah.
This is the laws of the universe.
This is the fact.
And you can't continuously sit here, and this is why I say in the victimhood of like, well, I wish it was more like this. Well, you can wish all you want, and while you're wishing, this is still what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So what you can do is economically try to be as viable as you can and pull resources together so when something happens to you, it also is happening to me. We're so individualistic, we're so very crabs in a barrel mentality, and this is all part of the thought process that there can only be one of us that can be successful. The token.
Yeah.
Right, like that's why you're like, oh, who are the top 10 black artists? You can name them, boom, 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 boom. If I said, who are the top white artists? You're like, bro, I mean, how long do we have?
They're top white artists?
Exactly.
Question mark?
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, isn't that just everybody
Can you
else?
even choose?
You know what I'm saying? But again, and it doesn't mean that they're not talented, but what I'm simply saying is that when you have a support system, that yes, they might chastise you, but they're never going to chastise you to the point of your execution financially. To be excommunicated out of the thing, because they're like, no, we're just upset, but we still got you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's like taking somebody aside and saying, look, don't ever do that again. But in public, they'll never do that to you.
They'll never do that. They just pull you aside and go, hey, I'm happy if you disagree with me. Let's just not disagree in public.
Yeah.
When you do those things, it doesn't look good. So for the preservation of what we're doing, let's not do this again. Let's be a little bit more mindful. Where we take all of our home conversations and make them online conversations. And we make them public conversations. And we really need, because we're very emotional people, and unfortunately, we're very passionate people. Like black people as a whole, we're just hyper passionate. We're very emotional. And oftentimes that's our downfall. Because we stop looking at data, we stop looking at facts, we don't know how to argue, and again, it's like, well, why do you think you should make more money? Because that's how I feel. I'm asking you to get into data. Other nations will say, well, because based upon my performance and this is why. And then you're like, well, I'm still not going to pay you more, but that's a great argument. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for everybody else, it's like, well, I just feel like that. And I feel like for this next generation, in order for us to get to where we're getting to, and where we hope to get to, we need to be, it's great for us to be emotional. But we have to understand the way that the world works. We have to understand that at the end of the day, we have to we have to support each other. We don't always have to like everything that you're doing. And I can tell you that in public, or I can send you a DM. I don't need to put that out for the thing, because then everybody's like, well, shoot. If they're saying, it's the same word like if you say the word nigga. I hate when people say that. Network knows that I hate it. I cannot stand it. Because when you do that, because it was used as a derogatory term to use this as a phrase. Now we have used it as a use of endearment, but then when other cultures do it, we're upset. Well, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to... Go ahead, what do you want to say, Network? What?
No, I hear you. Because we've had this conversation, but I guess because of the time in which I grew up and the transition in which it happened in was during my youth as, college years. That's when it became real strong and powerful. And it felt very much empowering for us. But I respect.
But I never feel powerful when somebody says my nigga.
No, hey, if that's how you, that's why I never say it to you. That's why you'll never hear me say that to you. There'll never be a day where I'll be like, I might say it about you. I might be like, this nigga over here.
Oh my gosh.
But I will never say. But I also understand that that's just a person to person. But you have to just be aware of people's respect level and what.
But are you fine if another nation says it?
Oh no, we have problems.
That's my thing. It's like it goes to the whole thing of like, I can hit you, right? And I can hit you in public. And then when somebody else hits you in public, now I'm outraged. And I'm like, well, you were the one that was doing it? Yeah. So
like
now
I can hit you, but you can't do that.
But in this society, again, that works in a super closed off society. That doesn't work in a global society. Because nobody is a party to all of these contextualized conversations. And in social media, when things go like that, it's 5 seconds of information, I'm on to the next thing. This is what's true. We look at over 6,000 images a day. I said this on the last podcast. This is true, this is true, this is true. So now all of a sudden, I feel comfortable. And I've had people come up to me and say, I was like, bro, I'm not the person for that. Don't do that. And I'm not gonna call you that, and I don't want that because I don't want anybody else, because because I'm big on etymology. Because it doesn't matter if you've decided to redefine what that means. My ancestors were not a party to the redefining of that. And when they were told that, that was not part of their experience. So, and because I am my ancestors, we're not doing that.
I hear you. It's a respect thing.
It's a respect thing for me.
Yeah.
And so I get like what he's saying. I'm just simply saying for me, I don't get down like that. And I think that we have to hold ourselves to a high standard so that we reserve the right to hold other nations accountable when they do something to us. Yeah. Because I'm like, I wouldn't do that. It's really hard, especially in the United States, to sit there and go, man, I'm really upset that there's a white cop killed a black person. But then you're not equally as outraged over the 16, 20 people that are getting gunned down every day in Chicago by other black people. Yeah. But I don't hear anything about that. Yeah. I would love to hear a boycott on that. I'd love to see athletes sit there and say, you know what, we're not playing in Chicago anymore until this gets rounded up. Yeah. Go pull the Crips or go pull the Bloods or go pull from this, whatever, and we're going to have to figure this out. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. It goes past, it's like, the thing that frustrates me is the larger version of the conversation where we're going past the entertainment and we're getting into what entertainment actually means to a society and to a nation and to a culture of people. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to, and that was what Malcolm X's problem was. Why is it every single time that when we have a representative, they're coming from the entertainment industry? And when other nations have a representative, they're coming from the top science backgrounds, the top doctorate backgrounds, they're the top lawyers, the top politicians, they're top. But when we're doing it, it's our top basketball player. Mm. Yeah. It's our top this. Where are the lawyers that are sitting there having these types of conversations? Mm. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And oftentimes that's because they're so busy trying to snuggle up to getting out of the community because we want to be in the golf clubs. It is what it is.
Nice golf clubs. Nice golf clubs.
All right, let's get to our unapologetic take because I'm ranting. I know. I know what you have to say. It's just
so
these.
Passionate.
I'm very passionate about these because I just feel like we owe so much of a larger responsibility, and it makes me crazy to see how unserious we are, and then we continuously complain about how we deserve and want more, but like individually on an interpersonal thing, we don't do those things.
You know, you have to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
You have to interrogate both sides. That's how you see the clearer vision. I get that.
All right, unapologetic takes. UK.
On my end, I believe that, my unapologetic take would be that it's not more that cancel culture is a real thing. It's more the fact that people with power are less likely to be accountable for things, and people without could get their comeuppance. But at the same time, some people don't do things and still get comeuppance over things that they never did. And it's really to the point where you have to interrogate how things happened and really look at it and don't just follow the wave of, oh no, he did it, or the, oh no, she couldn't have done that, she's too sweet. You really have to look at it yourself and say, no, I need to see it for myself because I can't just believe everyone because someone is wrong. Yeah. Someone is wrong, and it could be you or it could be someone else.
But maybe we should wait before we go online and debate that.
Don't be too trigger happy.
Right? Like because tomorrow or in 5 seconds there'll be something new. And then that's still there, undone, burning now, right? It's like leaving the food on a thing and you leave and come back like, oh damn, okay. I forgot. And now the house is burned down. You're like, yeah, that's because you left the fries in the fryer too long. And now the whole house is burning down because you moved on to the next thing. Right? Yeah. All right, you go.
I think more on what UK said, it's very easy to come here and try and cancel somebody when it's not you. So you should be really careful because I'm sure you've got some dirt in the closet as well. You know, so don't be shooting people if you don't want to be shot.
Yeah, look at it as like what type of grace would I want? Yeah. Right? And would I want everybody else that's around me to run quickly to their social media handles if something happened to me? And if I don't want that, I should probably extend the same amount of grace or at least patience to allow things to kind of wash out. But then also decide, what does my opinion really matter anyways? Or am I just another rock that's being thrown into the ocean? Looking for attention because I want reshares. Okay.
I think mine kind of sort of lends into this kind of, but it's like there's so many people who are not for you, so you have to be mindful of where you stand, because a stray bullet can hit you, even if it wasn't like it's not
Even if it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah, but then you'll be caught in the middle, and you're like, how did I even? So just be mindful of the places you stand in, the people you spend your time with, the things you say around the people that you trust, and make sure that the people that you say you trust, you actually really trust.
Right.
And it's like it should be a mutual thing. It's a two-way street. So the people that you trust should be people that trust you. Yeah.
Facts. Like that.
Let's get rich. Guys, I want to get so rich that I say whatever I want to say, whenever I want to say it. Yeah. Let's get rich. It's the only way. If you really have that much of a problem about it, get learning.
Yeah.
Get knowledge, bruh. Get learning so that you can say whatever you want to say, whenever you want to say it. It's the only way. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we're past the point now. Like, you're not gonna change society in the way that you think you are on social media.
No. Yeah, no.
Right?
No.
Social media is a place that's like, it's like, if I owned a massive network, I would create an app where people that were disgruntled could go and talk about things. Because there's a thing, like, after you sent the tweet or sent the post or this, other third, there's a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
But there's no follow-up into actionable things, right? So if something happens, I'm going to go march on the street. That's cool, you'll do that on Saturday. On Monday, you'll be back in the office.
Facts.
Right? So as a corporation, I'm like, if that's all I need, I'm like, okay, like, go have that. I'll give you the bone to go and chew on, give them the thing, that's fine. But on Monday, I own 15 of the major corporations, and all of these people are going to go back and forth. Because at the end of the day, your support or lack of support for whatever cause it is never going to be such that you're going to risk not being able to keep your lights on. And I know that for a fact.
If you want to have influence, be influential.
Right? Yeah, I think so. My unapologetic take is, I mean, the raw of it is, at the end of the day, social media is a great tool to have access to other things, but it also is a great pacifier as a, what I believe is like an emotional, it's like an emotional succubus. In the same way that I think oftentimes sports is. I told you guys before that, you know, sports, the real reality of sports, especially for men, was it captures your ability of tribalism and creativity and wanting to forge, right? Because you tie yourself to a team that's competing, and you, sitting on your couch, feel like you're also competing. You're so tired at the end of the game. Like, if you have a team that you love, at the end of that 3-hour game, you're like, huh.
When you are sitting down.
We barely hung on, and it's all about we.
Yep.
Right? We barely hung on. We barely made it. But that 3 hours that you were using to do that, you could have gone and built something with that. If you're watching basketball, that's 107 games a year. That just takes, that's over 3,000 hours of work that you could have gone and built something. I'm not hating on people that watch sports. I'm just saying, you got to understand, it's different when you understand what a thing is. Yeah. As opposed to when you're going into it thinking that it's something that it's not.
Yeah.
Right? So my thing is I think that we need to become a much more informed society, but we also need to have much more intentional conversations about these things. And there's a lot of podcasts, there's a lot of entertainment, there's a lot of people that are just there to do exactly that, entertain. But very few are there purely to educate about what entertainment can and can't be. Yeah. Right? And that's why we wanted to do this Unapologetic podcast, because we get to have fun, we get to talk about things, but at the core of all of it is the hope is that we're going to be educating a new society of artists, a new society of people that will either appreciate the artistry better and or will be able to have a larger conversation with themselves about what the entertainment industry actually is. Yeah? All right, guys. I'm Denim. This is the Unapologetic Podcast. And as always, force, destroy, and kill. But go Opulent.
Go global.
That was good. Right?
No,
Yeah.
That worked. You fine?
No, that was good.
Zero.
No, it was very. I mean, this one the first time you ever came and we said this. I think you guys could have gone deeper. I really like. I saw what you did, but I get it. I understand why the dance was there because it's hard to figure out where the line is, where you can go. But there's so much. Like
well, we have 15. We have what, 10 minutes? About 10 minutes? 10 minutes?
Yeah, I know we're still going.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying we have 10 minutes. So if you throw out one thing,
well,
you
I think
can do 10 minutes on the one thing.
Like when you were like when I threw out the R. Kelly at you, and you were like no comment. I'm like no comment on what? What can you? It's happened. It's already in the past. So what is there to comment on? It has already. We know what it was.
Yeah.
So there's no. But that goes back to what you were talking about with black people, because I was one of those black people who we all knew that he was doing some things that he probably shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
I think it
but
was
he started out with Step in the Name of Love.
It was known, but he came out with Step in the Name of Love. Facts. No,
He
real
came
talk.
out with
We heard that album, Chocolate Factory,
Chocolate Factory,
and we were all
amazing.
like, because I remember I was at a barbecue and that joint was playing in the background. We were playing spades, and I said, "Who's this?" And they were like, "Because it was boom," and they were like, "It's R. Kelly." I said, guys." And I said it to like 100 black people. Are we listening to? Are we really doing this?
Like,
and then they're like, "Did you just hear that bang?"
You want
I
to
said,
go and turn it off? You go switch to the next
and that's what
song.
they said. Did you want to turn it off? I said, nah. And then,
You're like,
and then
low-key,
Movie
here's
Body
my
Like a
United
Snake.
States.
Then Snake came on, and I was like, that song is banging. Let's just, maybe after this. And then you realize the lies you tell yourself to cover it until you can't tell the lies anymore.
Yeah.
When it was in your face.
But I just feel like with that, what I think is interesting is like, it's kind of what Hugo was saying, is it's like if we were really able to have a microscope for everybody that's in the entertainment space, and we held it to that thing where like, hey, we're gonna not listen to this, you have nothing to watch.
yeah.
Right? You'd have nothing.
Everybody's
like,
done something.
You would have nothing to watch because you're like, hey, I don't support this network. Okay, great. There's 30% of all the things that you ever liked is gone.
It's on that network.
I don't like this actor because he did this. Great. All of the movies that you were watching when you were a kid, you can't watch those for nostalgia anymore. Right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like once it goes back to, can you separate the artist from the, and maybe we should do a whole podcast really off that. Because that's not necessarily from the exploit, the thing that we're just talking about.
100%.
It's just mainly just about the fact of when they come out and they say something that you disagree with, do you disagree with them to the fact that you won't buy their next album or that you don't want to go to their concert, right? Like right now, if R. Kelly got out tomorrow and he decided to do a worldwide theater, it would sell out in 5 minutes.
He would.
I promise you, I would put
Because he would play all his old groups, and like even now,
Ignition.
real talk, even now, Ignition.
I would
When
be there.
I have my stuff on repeat, all of his
Unfortunately.
stuff is on my computer and it'll play. And there are sometimes some of his songs will come on, and I'll just be like, this is banging. And
I'd be
then
like,
other times you're like,
Jude Wells.
I can't listen to this one, but the other one, that's a banger.
Like
And
the only time I feel like it gets hard is like when there's certain songs where they're talking about certain
Feels
things that
like
they
you're
did,
ready.
and you're like, yeah,
That one makes
Like,
you all kind of go.
you're
We all
like,
get
yeah.
cringy on that
bro.
one.
Where you're like, yeah, bro, this one might have been a little bit too on the nose.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know,
sir.
can we just stick to the world's greatest?
Please.
The artists will not separate.
Yeah, like
Right.
even you as the artist and the person,
It's like watching
were
the
the
Cosby.
same.
It's like watching the Cosby Show. I remember I got into a heated debate with someone about watching the Cosby Show, and they said you can still watch it. I said I know Bill Cosby allegedly and apparently did a lot of heinous things. I say allegedly because I wasn't there. I don't know, but I can speak to the fact that he was he convicted of it. So that's apparently what happened. But Heathcliff, combustible Huxtable, he didn't do nothing to nobody.
Can I make an argument?
That was my argument.
So I want to make. It might be interesting, and I don't know if it's for a different podcast, if it's for this, but the way that my brain works is this. Let's use that. Here's all the information on Bill. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm framing all of this with pretending like I don't know anybody or people that have ever been associated or even came up with them. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking this as completely just without that information.
Yeah.
But the information I do have to use is go, okay, here is a black icon, father icon, he was a father for so many black people, not just in the United States, but in all the different places in the world, right? And you're like, he did this, he's bad. Okay, fair. My pushback to that is, so you believe it, right? And I'm like, like you said, I don't know, I wasn't there. Well, how could you? Because he was convicted of this. And I'm like, okay, great. My pushback to that is, so you want me to take a justice system that has historically done things against black people, planted things against black people, created scenarios against black people to take them down. And you want me now in this moment to pretend that the same justice system who is created to ensure that black people could not be free, this is their one moment where they didn't do that.
They got it right. They got it
all the way
right.
right.
They got it right.
Where, like you get what I'm saying?
So you have an argument that was.
So this is
a much deeper argument.
So we're saying that this is that moment. That's what's hard for me to believe. Again, I didn't say that you didn't do it or not. What I'm simply saying is when you go, well, why can't you just definitively take the side? And I'm like, because when the source has historically done X, Y, and Z, it becomes really difficult for me to sit there and go definitively, yeah, this is what happened. Because it happened with OJ. OJ, in black communities, be like, yeah, he killed that chick. But the problem was the LAPD was like, we're still going to plant things and we're going to do these. We're going to mismanage the way that we're looking at certain things because historically,
we haven't had to.
They have had black people they could just do that with. OJ was just such a global icon that people were like, ah. So when that happened, whether he did it or not, the focus then shifted to, but you guys are doing what you guys always do.
Yeah, OJ didn't get off because OJ was innocent. OJ got off because they mismanaged everything. And the black community was not happy because OJ didn't kill her or not killed her or whatever. We were happy because finally one black guy got away with it. It was like he got off. Not so much get away with it, that's the wrong phrasing. That he got off. Because it was like finally. It felt like justice for everybody else that didn't have justice.
So that's my unapologetic take on our After Dark.
Yeah, it was rough.
Alright guys. That's us being unapologetic. Forge, destroy, and kill. Go Opulent.
Go global.
Can you go globally happier? Jesus, guys.
Go global!
Can you read
Go
it?
global.
That global is too much. That's too much global. That global is too global.
Which global do you want?
I want a mid-level global. Can I get a mid-level global?
Can we get a bit-sized global?
Let me see. Let me hear it again. Do it again.
Go Opulent.
Go global.
That's the one I want.
Okay.
Do that again. Let's get that for the take and we'll cut it in.
Okay. Alright, y'all. And as always, go Opulent.
Go global.
I'm happy.
Of course you are.
Let's use the one that we did originally. It was authentic. He's gone now.